Tech Talk, which is going to be happening on the topic COVID impact, role of RPA in tackling business spikes and surges. We've got with us our speaker, who's Raed Hafez, CEO of El Grocer. Raed Hafez is the CEO of El Grocer, which is a leading grocery delivery app in the UAE. Raed brings with him over 25 years of experience in managing large-scale technology development and leading large commercial operations. He has amassed deep technology know-how as well as practical and operational business sense by working in companies across various industries in the US and Middle East. His leadership and expertise have been pivotal for some of the largest regional enterprises in FMCG, insurance, telecom, healthcare to start the discussions around digital transformation. So thank you so much for joining us live, Raed, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bhavana. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
All right. So let me see if I can share my screen here also. And let me know if you're able to see my slide also.
Yes, we can see your slide.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Bhavana. Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be talking to all of you guys. My name is Raed Hafez. I'm the CEO of El Grocer. Wanted to start our talk with a quick thank you to Trescon for putting this together and for Numite Consulting for inviting me to come here and speak. I think the main point that Numite wanted to showcase is that there's really no limit to the type of company that can actually adopt automation. We've heard today from a lot of large companies, large enterprises, and they're talking about how automation and AI was deployed. We're actually a small company, a startup, if you will, and we're a technology company. So it's maybe a bit of an odd example, but I wanted to kind of walk you through our experience. So let me start with who we are. So El Grocer is an online grocery marketplace that covers all of the UAE. Our business is in connecting shoppers with retailers and brands to facilitate the shopping experience of groceries. Most people, think that online grocery is mainly by placing an app and having products and allowing people to order. They see what, the front end, the advertisement, the merchandising. But what they're missing is that behind that app, there is a long list of physical activities that are involved in delivering this experience. So from onboarding retailers, onboarding their catalogs, making sure that those catalogs are kept up to date, having in-store people that actually receive the orders, pick the orders, you have a delivery fleet, making sure that those deliveries are happening on time. And then there's a large team of customer service. Most people have needs, concerns, complaints, follow-ups, and you need to have people there available for them. Now, once that order is placed, there is obviously a lot of back office work, whether it's on the accounting side, the revenue management side. You're talking about shopper analytics, you're talking about order management analytics. There's a significant amount of reporting and data analysis that happens. So, for those who are actually in the business, know it's a very complex business. We heard this morning from a CIO from Lulu, for example. They know how complex it is. But for shoppers, it is going to be our challenge to make it as seamless and as simple as possible. So, as you can imagine, when COVID hit, right, the grocery industry saw a significant shakeup, right? You've got immediately, we got designated as an essential service. We were one of the few industries that were allowed to operate. Even during the lockdown, we were allowed to go and pick and deliver for our customers' orders. And then even when they're lifting with the movement restrictions, you saw a significant change to how in-store, experience is transforming, which obviously made a significant shift to online. In a span of days, really, we saw our orders spike. In less than about a few weeks, we seen about 400% increase in our orders, a higher increase in our gross value, and that's because people started ordering bigger baskets and stocking up. Now, that demand would sound like a positive thing, but because of all the physical activities, a lot of people, a lot of retailers and online marketplaces alike struggled. And we had to actually start showing delivery slots as late as a week. You would go in, you try to order, and you'd have to wait for about a week before your order comes in. It wasn't just for UAE-based companies. You're talking about, globally, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Walmart, whether it's Tesco, everywhere around the world, the story of trying to catch that coveted slot has become all over the news, simply because technology wasn't the issue. Technology would be able to scale up and receive your orders. It's all the physical activities that are required to deliver and fulfill that order. People were running out of resources. So we looked at all the areas that got impacted. There is a number of different store departments that got impacted heavily. Our back office, and those are the, handling all the reporting, the accounting, the making sure you get the new arrangements with new retailers onboarding. Those teams saw a significant increase in their work. Obviously, customer service, with that spike in orders and with people getting frustrated, you saw a huge load on customer service and being able to actually handle that demand. And then in-store operations, that team had to go and deal with multiples of orders compared to what they had to do a week before, and whether it's picking or delivery. So we had to go and take a look at what it is that we can fix immediately and what do we need help with. Technology platform, thankfully, was able to scale up, and it was able to actually handle the increase in our demand, and that's mainly based on our strength of our technology and our design. But the physical activities were definitely under a significant strain. So we saw that we had to actually triple the size of our in-store staff in order for us to cope with the demand increase. And then we started looking into our back office. Now, we didn't really want to jump into the same conclusion of tripling the back office team because cost concerns, because of other concerns. And so we had to look for how could technology come in and help with dealing with these. So thankfully, we've got a strong relationship with Numite. We sat down, we identified some of the best processes that actually would be prioritized to give us the best return on our investment. We needed to identify processes that had a direct impact, were quick to be able to implement, and both stakeholders of our consumers, our shoppers, and our retailers alike were seeing the benefit of that. So we've identified two different processes. As I mentioned, product catalog updates was a big one, and I'll get into the detail. And then enabling online payment and all the different activities that followed from online payment. We'll get into how did we do that automation. So we have over 150 retailers on El Grocer, and some of us are large hypermarkets where they have between 30 to 40,000 SKUs, products in their catalog. And as you can imagine, we used to, we always update those catalogs because there's new products to be added, there's new promotional items, some pricing changes. But during normal times, we would update these on a weekly basis. Our processes were in place to handle that. During COVID, the peak the number of products that would run out of stock increased, the need to update pricing on a regular basis increased. And so we actually saw that we had to make those updates on a daily basis. In some cases, we had to do it more than once a day. And so that put a significant strain on our catalog team to stay up to date with all these changes. Now, keep in mind that we had also been faced with a large number of new retailers that wanted to come on board. So although we had some retailers that were already automatically connected to our platform, those new retailers were not possible. So we looked at what could we do here, and we saw, as I said, we have two options. We could continue with our API integration, but it just wasn't possible. The large number of new retailers that we onboarded, the different ERPs that we would have to talk to, and the unavailability. I mean, during the COVID, you couldn't talk to anybody in the retail space. So there was no time and no availability. And so the RPA was an obvious answer for us to go and look into what it is that we can do. And we worked with Numite to see how we can actually put in a quick solution without having to make any changes to either our system or to our retailer system. In about 2 weeks, Numite delivered a bot. They analyzed the processes and they delivered a bot that would actually go in and would gather all the inputs, would format these inputs, and would update them to our platform. It saved over 1.5 full-time employees the time that they would have had to spend in there to make this happen. And as an added bonus, they created these templates that would allow us to onboard more retailers without having to go back and do any additional reprogramming. That resulted, this was a huge and instrumental reason why our out-of-stock incidents dropped by a factor of almost 2.5, just because our stock updates were being done on a methodical and daily basis. As I also mentioned during COVID, a lot of the shoppers demanded that cashless options and online payment options were made available. Now we've had this available, but not all of our retailers had it enabled. And so quickly we had to go and enable it to more and more retailers. And that created another problem. So as you can imagine, with online payments, now we're the ones who are collecting the payments and the revenues on behalf of our retailers instead of the normal process where during delivery they would gather it. That created and with the high turnover and the high revenues, created a higher demand for more frequent reporting and more frequent reconciliation. Now, most of you who know online payment reconciliation is a three-way reconciliation. So we had to go and get data from 3 different places and match them up. And that was a lot of effort and a lot of time that's required from our accounting team to make this happen. Again, Numite came in and they created a bot that would actually, on a weekly basis, on a set time, would go and gather all these inputs from these different places, would analyze all the online payment, would do the matching, create one summary report that would be sent to our accounting team for the accounting, the journal entry, or the reconciliation work with our retailers, and then create a special report, an individual report for every retailer. And we created a persona for this bot, and this bot would actually go and email the retailers and the accounting teams directly the updated report. As a result, we were able to pretty much save about 2 days worth of the accountant time, saving them from creating those reconciliations and reporting, and really make that on a reliable weekly basis, all our retail partners were able to get their online payment reports. Our accountants now were able to focus on dealing with the discrepancies. There will always be discrepancies, so they now start dealing with those with the retailers based on their feedback, rather than having to spend time on creating reports. And as an added bonus, Numite was able to create in the bot that the bot would automatically detect if a new retailer got added, and And if the bot doesn't have their contact info or their commission structure, they would actually email the management saying, hey, we've got a new retailer here. Please send me their information. So that was pretty useful to be able to continue using this technology as we go. We look back and we say, we obviously hope that we would never have to go through a pandemic like this or this kind of a crisis again. But there's always have to be some learnings that need to be looked into. In our view now, we're convinced that there is room for RPA, there's room for automation for any kind of company. We're a technology-based company, we're a small-sized company, but yet RPA was able to come in and make a difference for us at the time where we needed it most. We now will maintain a roadmap of processes that need to be automated. We have established a process where all of our teams could submit inputs for things we call time wasters, and we prioritize them on a regular basis to continue to automate them. We definitely will no longer be waiting for another crisis in order for us to look into what else could be automated or transformed. And most people look into measuring the return on investment for automation based on a simple, how many people did it save? But in reality, we're measuring it on how did our shoppers, get benefit, lower out of stock. That's a major impact for us. Or our retail partners getting reports on time, reliably. That increases their confidence and their trust with us. So we believe that's a significant, benefit there. And it's really important when we're looking to implementing RPA or automation. You got to work with someone who really understands the process, can dig in, look at redesigning or reassessing what needs to be done, and be able to deliver on a very quick basis. I hope I didn't take too much more time than my allotted time. I really appreciate the opportunity again, and I look forward to be able to engage with any of you guys if there is any need, for any questions. I'm available hanging around the conference during the day.
Thank
Back
you.
to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Raed.